How to make friends? I am 26, and in this period of my life, I was left alone for the past 2 years. I mean, I have no friends, no relationships, and no hobbies. All I have is my job, which I love very much, remotely with minimal contact with the community. How can I get out of this situation? UPD, I am so grateful to everyone who took the time to write to me here. There are so many answers here that I can't respond to every answer here. But it was really helpful, and I will try to use these devices to improve the situation in my life. Really appreciate it. I would also like to know how to make friends. Making friends as an adult is a skill. It doesn't just happen naturally. People don't talk about it, but it's something we all work on, so don't feel bad about not knowing where to start. It gets easier with practice. You have to meet people to start with, so try joining some teams, groups, etc. for anything you enjoy doing. A book club, a sports team, a walking group, hang out at the dog park, play D&D. Anything that lights your brain up, go do that thing in person, and you'll meet other people who like that same thing. This gives you a basis for a conversation. You won't like everyone you meet, but you'll meet a few you do. When you start talking to people, make an effort to ask questions about them, make them feel comfortable, and so on. Learn their stories, what makes them happy, how they got into the hobby, whatever. They'll likely do the same, and you'll both enjoy spending time together because of this. Pretty soon? Friends. Volunteer. That has always connected me with cool people.
For me, personally, I started attending group classes at my gym. After a while I became a regular, and it was easy to make small talk with the other regulars. Now I occasionally meet up with these people for drinks, coffee, house parties, etc. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym specifically, but try something that involves meeting others face to face. Try not to put pressure on yourself to make friends. Either just pursue things you like or think you might like. I wish I knew. I also work remotely and don't know how to make friends. I'll be your friend.
Yeah, the fact you say your job, which is minimal human contact and stuff, is something you like, is a big obstacle for making friends. Like another comment, join a club or activity. I know in my community there are monthly things to go to and sports you can sign up for. Join a religious group or something where you can weekly meet with people and slowly build your friend group.
The best thing I ever did to make friends was to pick up a hobby. I started knitting, and within a month, I had a whole table of women friends. You start something new. You have to ask questions. You start chit-chatting, and you have fun. Go forth and do something. XO.
Hobbies. Find something you enjoy. Google groups that do that activity, join them, ask for assistance getting started, then be friendly and have fun. The rest takes care of itself.
First, start chatting with people at work.
You work remote, but I assume you have some sort of conference calls with coworkers or clients.
Use the first 5 minutes of each call for small talk. For the love of deity of choice, don't just sit in silence as you wait for everyone to join like 12 my coworkers.
Talk to people.
It's good for your career, and it's good practice to keep your social skills sharp.
Second, go somewhere that
1. Other people are. 2. Where you have something in common with those people. 3. Where they are likely to go back. Do not go to the bar. It's not like the movies, bars are fucking hard mode. Don't try the gym, people are there to work out, not to talk. An industry trade show would be a good choice, but it doesn't check box 3. People don't keep going back and back. You've got 1-2 days to make a connection. I've had a beer with a lot of people at conferences and networking events, but it's never crossed into friendship. Not enough time to develop. It's easier to get a job that way than a buddy. On the other hand, taking a class at the local community college is a great option. 1. You'll have something in common with the people there, and have things to talk about. 2. You'll see them week after week, letting you build a relationship. 3. You might just learn a new skill. Don't know what class you want to take? Take a cooking class, you have to eat anyway, might as well be good at it. Which brings me to point number 3. Third, get a freaking hobby.
You can't have a relationship with someone if you don't have anything in common.
The more points of reference you have, the easier conversation will flow. If cooking isn't for you, photography is a good option. Why? Because I'm 99.9% sure you already own a camera.
You don't need some 1000 DSLR to get started.
Use your freaking iPhone. But play team sports is the best. Why? Because as soon as you join a team or club, you have friends. Yay! You can lose them, or not develop them. But being on a team is a major bonding exercise. If you're on a sports team and can't make friends, you're either a cultural mismatch for your city, or you have deeper problems.
An excellent book that I read as a teenager was entitled Winning Friends and Influencing People, authored by Dale Carnegie. Excellent book that I recommend.
Same. I was raised in a cult. Left at 25. It's been a few years and it's still kinda hard to form relationships. Well, getting hobbies is a great start because then you will talk to others about your hobbies and meet others with similar interests. Hobbies like cross-stitch, diamond painting, wire wrapping, making your own soap and lotions, mushroom hunting, foraging, rockhounding, sewing, painting model cars. Gardening is one of the most popular ones, photography, puzzles, baking, making your own alcohol, vintage bottle hunting, collecting things like comic books or knives or something, build miniatures etc. Hobbies are to help your mental health and also have shit to talk about. The friends I've met in the past few years have had started by saying hello and conversation leading to hobbies and being similar in interests. I've also joined a support group. If you have any problems, might have support groups near you where you can potentially make friends who get your struggles. Today before group started, a couple of us played Rumi and went for a walk. I wouldn't have met these kind people and had a fun time playing cards if I hadn't searched for a support group to help me through a hard time. I'm usually the first to smile and say hello. Compliment something I like about them. With one friend I made this was good because it turned out she was shy. She'd seen me around a lot and didn't know how to talk to me. Just be friendly. Engaging if you can.
It takes a lot of small steps.
I've found Meetup the app helpful to at least find events and groups to go out and meet people.
If you're looking for people to talk to, I recommend searching up any sort of Discord that seems interesting to you and just jumping into one and be friendly to those in the server. I find that Discords that revolve around games are usually the easiest way to make friends as people have shared objectives, i.e. winning games, talking about the game, etc. to relate with one another with. Spending your time with others is a surefire way to make friends though, and you'll find that true friends are hard to come by.
What if you don't have time for clubs and there isn't much near you? Most clubs are an hour away and are closed societies. I don't go to church or a gym, none near me. Honestly, it sounds like I have to move just to make friends.
I have up with trying to make friends.
Are we the same person? This is literally me. It sucks. All I do is work from home, lay in bed, watch TV, overeat, and sometimes play video games. GIFGIFX0HKCMDXRXDG. Learn how to golf. It's pretty relaxed, and quite social.
I joined Sons of American Legion. My father was in the military, so I used his DD4 form. Now I have friends and local support network. I am computer programmer and was lonely too. I suggest you don't set out to make friends. What works for me is join. You don't have to spend a lot of money to go to activities or events. Post-COVID, a lot of people are getting offline. Just say something nice and sincere about somebody or their dog or whatever. Then listen for a while until you can add something meaningful. Not everybody's going to click, but you'd be surprised.
Frankly, you need to step out of your comfort zone and get to where the PPL are. You could make online friends too, but for PPL you want to hang out with in the real world, you need to go someplace and interact with PPL.
Well, start with your coworkers maybe. You have to have some interests. What do you like to do? Or, what would you like to learn more about or take on as a hobby? I don't Facebook, but I hear there are groups based on hobbies or activities, and so look for them in your area. Come on, think. You are young and you should be having fun.
Join a gym, find hobbies, and build a social circle.
Well, having a hobby can help lead to making friends with similar taste in hobbies. I'd start with searching for something that piques your interest. Some people are just naturally good at making friends idky. I think it's something that someone can get better at, but some people are just born to be not very sociable. It's weird. Anyways, just try to be approachable and have a genuine interest in other people's lives that you may find interesting.
I suck at talking to PPL.
I've Googled tips on this here and there over the years.
One pointer was to keep the conversation on the other person because most PPL would rather talk about themselves than hear about you. Also, try to find common ground. Shared interests and whatnot.
Pick up a hobby. I start playing music and join a weekly, now bi-weekly group of guys who play. They don't care if good or bad, just that you show up. Focus is usually on the music too if socially awkward.
Where do you live? I'll be your friend.
I feel that when people say, get a hobby, it's not always that simple. But I get that the point is to do things that interest you and hope to meet like-minded people. I know there is a fun sub on here called Los Angeles Social Club, and they do different events around the city. There's also a park party called Relove, almost every first Sunday of the month, in Woodley Park in Van Nuys. It's all the way in the back past the archery range and on the north side. It's always a good time.
Dude, okay. I went through a phase like this, and a small change in perspective, it helped me massively as a person. I stopped focusing on how to make friends and more on becoming a well-rounded, experienced, interesting person. You can attract instead of chase. This was something I had to learn. For me, I stopped giving AF about what PPL think. I posted what I want on social media. I listened to books, podcasts, found new music. I started hiking, journaling, and really challenging myself in college and my artwork. I did oddball jobs I found online throughout the country. I went camping, stayed in hostels, and did mini road trips, not even far from home. I have always been a bare minimum person. All of this was hugely out of my comfort zone and very unlike me as a person. Also, having less PPL in my life meant less distractions in order for me to gain momentum as a growing individual. By giving myself the freedom to explore, try new things, and lean into who I am, friends came. You'll find PPL within the places you integrate yourself. You may have to think outside of the box, and it's going to take time. As you pick up new hobbies, interests, something to do, and you're friendly WPPL, start conversation. Ask what they're interested. They'll likely ask what you're interested in, and you can invite them to do those things like hiking, for example. Also, most PPL are nervous and insecure. Most PPL want someone to talk first. If you're feeling shy, being friendly in small ways on a consistent basis can help you feel comfy and make friends. Lastly, in my experience after making friends, I realized I didn't need to be in a rush despite my loneliness. I've found myself cutting back. Quality over quantity is everything when it comes to relationships. I hope you meet some great PPL out there.
Honestly, I use dating apps to meet people, but I put on my profiles looking for friends and networking, etc. It takes a lot of small steps. I've found Meetup the app helpful to at least find events and groups to go out and meet people.
Step 1 seems like finding a hobby. Try a bunch of things and see what clicks, then join sport clubs or other clubs that fit the hobby if available, or online groups if the hobby is digital or something. Talk to people in group and find people that interests you. Make plans and hang out with them. Trust me, as a single lonely person, I know how to get friends. I just don't want to yet.
Easy. You just walk up to them and press A. In all seriousness, you'll probably have to leave the house. It would be much easier with hobbies, so maybe start there. Try a bunch of things to find a hobby, and then you can find and join groups, post in forums, attend events, and with certain hobbies go to specialty supply shops. All of that will be full of people you already have something in common with, which gives you an opening to talk to them. Also, can I have your job? Whatever it is. I'm cool without friends and happy hiding in my house.
I ask if I can try their drink to make sure it's safe, walk off and go do smoking patio drugs and see if they want any. Then apologize and replace said drink. Then I either disappear or have a new, slightly confused friend.
My 2 cents. Try to renew the old ones. Get in touch with your old friends. Give them a call SMS that you get back the sense to just be human. Then make the rule to say hello, thank, bye in each interaction. And start slowly engage with others. Make a rule to every day spent at least 2 minutes with another human being, just sharing the time together, nothing more. Start with people with same sex. After a while you will get courage to build relationship to higher level.
Good luck.
Try meetup.com. There are a wide variety of interests. I belong mostly to hiking meetups. You get to do activities you enjoy with the bonus of meeting like-minded people. Not directed at you because a lot of us are in a similar situation, but it's so ironic that the more the technology grows, and in an era where we can reach any person in the world through our screen, we are more lonely than ever. It's interesting how paradoxical it is. Makes you wonder if human minds are actually even built for this scope of technology and outreach we have on information and the world.
Get Bumble BFF. Works just like the dating app but is for friends. Go on friend dates and get to know people. It's not going to work out with every friend you meet, but it's an easy way to get to know people. I used it when Jay moved to a new city and didn't know anyone. Met some friends on there, and earlier this year I officiated their wedding. It works. You don't. You just work the rest of your life alone until you die. I don't know, I sucked at making friends when I was young, now I'm great at it.
Play games online. Talk to people. Don't be yourself. That always irritates people. Also, you can find random Discord things. D&D is always fun, but lots of weirdos on Roll20.
Play games online. Talk to people.
Don't be yourself. That always irritates people. Also, you can find random Discord things. D&D is always fun, but lots of weirdos on Roll20.
Start working out. That will give you a hobby and something to do and help you mentally. Then join a club or sport if you are decent at any. The hobby part is probably easiest. Think about what you like and find an outlet for it. If it's something you can do socially, that can become an outlet for friendship and relationships. For example, if you like board games, start going to local game stores that host open events and participate in them. It won't take long to meet people with some similar interests. Be kind, courteous, and try to strike up conversations. Eventually, it could blossom into friendship. Real bonds don't just form overnight, so don't feel like it has to happen immediately. And remember, they take work. You need to check in with that individual regularly, not overbearingly though either. Make an effort to show you care about their life and interests, etc. Remembering details about a person like their birthday, the names of their siblings, vacations they've talked about, who their favorite band is, etc. also is a good way to show someone you're listening. Don't be afraid to write something down like their birthday so you don't forget. Even if you're not sure about a specific hobby yet or what you might like, try some things out. Join a book club, a writing group for poetry, a movie club. Your local library might have some adult programs and group gatherings to look into, and Facebook usually has a lot of local groups doing things.
Be a leader within the community. Volunteer for charity work. Hit the gym twice a week. Hike every Saturday. Walk to church farmers market every Sunday. Read 5 pages a day. Pick up trash. Collect recycling. Start a dog walking business. Become a better you.
Volunteer for a cause that means something to you and you will meet like-minded people, maybe even a friend or two. I'm very much a loner, but I have friends at my gym. I spend time with them only at the gym, but they know about me and I know about them.